Good afternoon, everyone. A hearty welcome to all of you. A very special day that we are enjoying today, and we're really humbled that you could make it. I'm your host for the day, Patience. We are a little behind time, and I'd like to apologize, especially to those of you that were on time. We were just waiting for the guest of honor, and he has signaled that he's on his way to us now. So as soon as the guest of honor arrives, we will be able to start. For now, our routes of convenience are this way to this way. When you just get out of this door, to your right. That's where the routes of convenience are. Please feel free and a hearty welcome once again. Thank you. To have the permanent secretary come all the way from the Lusaka to be a part of this event. And all of you, we want to thank you for having bought our tickets and come to the event. I'm your host for the day, Patience Walanga, and we'll be with you until the end of the event. At this point, allow me to invite Jimmy to come and give his welcoming remarks.
Good evening. It's already evening, right? Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. My name is Jimmy Kayika, and I am the founder of Zambian Arts Publication, the publishing firm that is responsible for the publishing of this book. So we are involved in the publishing, distribution, and marketing of books. Also, organization of launches like this one. I am excited to be here. If I was in the church, I'd be like, how many are excited to be here? But, okay, she's there. All right, so I look forward to seeing what is going to come out of this event. We are here to launch, to make an awareness of this book, also, of course, to sell some copies. I will come here for a specific role, which I believe will make most of you upset. I'm not going to tell you why. But I will come and I will be with you together with the MC. So thank you very much everyone for coming, and thank you very much Lillian for choosing Zambian Arts Publication. It was really awesome working with you. It wasn't easy, but here we are today. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Jimmy. At this point, we'll have some entertainment from memory. It's an afternoon and evening of young talent. We want to see the young people showcasing their talent. Lillian has written a book. We have a number of them that have come to support her, and memory is one of them. Please come here. A round of applause for memory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You all look lovely today. Protocols are highly observed. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, you say I am yours. I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my rest, in you I find my identity. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, you say I am yours. I believe what you say of me. I believe.
Very nice. So good, Jimmy. Memory, thank you so much. I would have loved for her to continue and continue. At this point, allow me to invite our stage Mr. Lakson Semiga, who's Vice President for the Kitwe District Chamber of Commerce. A round of applause for him.
Good evening. I request that song be sung at my wedding anniversary in a couple of months to come. I was almost dozing when she was singing. That's a good song. Before I say anything, I would like to just bring apologies from our president, who couldn't be with us today, Mr. Emmanuel Bobiko. However, he did ambush me. I'm here today to say just a few words. A guest of honor, I worship the Mayor of Kitwe, Mpasa Maya, represented by the town clerk. A special guest, Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts Minister, Honorable Elvis Nkandu, represented by the Permanent Secretary. Vision Zambia Executive, Director Namutula Sindila. The authors, Lillian Chipeso, kept at another one, Memory Chanda, business executives, colleagues in the media, family, young people, friends, may I simply say distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, our Lillian Chipeso and Memory H. Chanda launch a book entitled The Power of Self-Embrace, which is being brought to the world's attention and the plight of hundreds of millions of anxious people and youths world over. One might ask, why the power of self-embrace? What does the author mean? Well, we are all here and eager to learn more about today's launch. There is an old adage which says, if you want to hide information from an African, put it in a book. However, this saying is non-existent anymore, as most of us, if not all, have now opened up our minds through exposure and are able to read and understand what is going on world over. One would also wish to pose a few questions to the author, such as, what would be the purpose of this book launch? Is it to get sales at bookstore? We've already been warned, so we should be serious. To get sales online, to grow the author's list, to raise money for a charity, to encourage people to take specific actions. Well, we are here and yet to hear from you. Nevertheless, as a chamber, we would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the author of this book for writing the book at such a young age, and we can only wish that some of us too started writing books at your age, as we would have written more than 20 books by now. I'm therefore wishing and urging you to teach us how to write books. I'm one of your students or candidates for that. Further, it would be nice of you to also write a book about Kitwe District Chamber of Commerce and Industry. When you reach a stage, please indicate that. Kitwe District Chamber of Commerce and Industry is an independent, non-political, subscription-based association dedicated to promoting friendly business environment with members drawn from every sector of the economy and range from independent entrepreneurs to the large corporates. Further step that the Kitwe Chamber is a key player in the promotion and facilitation of intra, local and international trade. Some of the activities of the Chamber would include, but not limited to, awarding companies that have excelled in various categories of business at our own prestigious Gala Award. And that we hold interactive business meetings, liaising with stakeholders on pertinent matters for business growth. We also wish to urge you to write a book about Kitwe District, starting from the time before independence, time during UNIP era, the time during MMD era, the time during PF era, and also the time during the UPND era. That's a quite amount. Because we need to be reading factual issues unlike fiction. To enable the future generation to have an insightful idea of what Kitwe was and how it will be up to the time they grow up. Lastly, but not the least, we would like to thank you for inviting the President of the Kitwe District Chamber of Commerce and Industry to be one of the participants during this launch. We just want to thank you most sincerely and hope that we'll sell more books before even we leave this place. I thank everyone for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lillian. It's indeed a pleasure to have the chamber support talent. Now, he mentioned age. Lillian, I know she'll kill me, but I'll have to reveal this. She turned 25 yesterday. Wow. And with your permission, guest of honor, I want to ask everyone to stand so we can sing happy birthday for her this month. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lillian. Happy birthday to you. We won't sing how old because I already mentioned this. much. And also in his speech, Mr. Swinga mentioned memory. And because he mentioned her, I'll allow her to speak now. Memory is an author too, and she's here to support Lillian. A round of applause for Memory.
Good evening. How are you? Fine, thank you. How are you? Fine, thank you. May I first say I'm very glad to finally see our PS in person. Yeah, it's such a great honor, sir. And all protocols observed. My name's Memory H. Chanda, as already indicated, and I am an author, among other things. Lillian. I am here to give a speech, and when she sent an invitation for me to speak at her book launch, first of all, I was like, girl, are you sure? But I am very honored, and so we thought we should speak about how writing goes in Zambia. It's very colorful for us to be here and celebrate what Lillian has done, but really I think it's best we understand the background of what she has done. She's given us a product, but what does she go through to do that? First of all, speaking from experience as a Zambian author, it's not easy. Your Honor, I'd like to mention, I think writing is not an art which is very celebrated in our country. I think if I were to stand here and sing like Memory, maybe next time I will be all over social media. But if I write a book, it requires more effort and time for me to get recognized, even by government officials, and that is why it is very good to see you here, sir, that you traveled all the way to be a part of this huge success that Lillian has scored. So when I first wrote my book in 2019, and I remember reaching out to the PS himself, and he advertised my book on his Facebook. I don't know if he remembers, because it is entitled Unhinged. The journey was not easy, and I'm sure Lillian will also attest to this. A lot of people come to you and say, oh, you want to write a book? Are you sure? The Zambian reading culture is not good at all. You're not going to make sales at all. And you sit there with a young dream of being an author, and you start doubting yourself. You're like, really go into this industry? Or maybe I should just start dancing. It will get me there faster. That's why it takes so much courage to be Lillian. And then when you write the book itself, the sales do not come easy. It's almost as if you're begging people, would you please support what I'm doing, right? It's not supposed to be like that, and I'm urging each and every person who is here to embrace the writing talent in Zambia. It is rising, but as long as we each do not support it, it will die young. So as we see today, and as Jimmy will come up here to terrorize us as he promised, let us allow him to terrorize us, because that will support the writing talent and the writing industry at large. And finally, I would like to say, even when we become almost established authors, let me just relate what happened to me. I think 3 days ago, I got this young girl, and the man asked me, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm an author. And he laughed out loud. And I looked at him with a straight face, so he realized I'm actually an author. And he says, wait, you're serious? And I'm like, yes. And he says, I didn't know that was a thing in Zambia. And I think a lot of people say that to us. And that is why we know being authors, we need to have a thick skin and so much energy to push through to our own Zambian people firstly, before we even go international. So let us all support Lillian with what she is doing. Congratulations, Lillian. And I'm sure that the PS will do something. We are all going to do something. Thank you so much for having me. And I noticed the vice president for the chamber mentioned that we're co-authors. No, we are not co-authors. She wrote this book entirely on her own, but I think it is mistaken because my book launch is next week, Friday. I'm launching a book called Woman Up. It's entirely, I'm not her co-author. That's all her mind. So please let's support her. Thank you.
Thank you, Memory. Thank you so much. And thank you for supporting. Yes, we all showed up today for Lillian, and we will not shy away from recognizing that there's other talent like we have in memory. At this point, allow me to invite Kachinthia for a piece of music, and we continue. Thank you.
It's a privilege for me to be here and to be in the midst of such great people. I really count it an honor that I'm standing here before you. Thank you so much. Oh, and the name is Kuching and Kachinthia. Yes.
Completely safe in the arms of
to hearing more from Lillian. And I think it's important that she speaks before the guest of honor does. At this point, allow me to welcome her to the stage.
Good evening. Mumbere kwenkumbu ngana sumi kisungu mulamba shipol musungu. Guest of honor, thank you so much. It's an honor that you made time out of your busy schedule to be here. And Town Clerk, thank you so much for your time. Kitwe Chamber of Commerce, I'm honored. Everyone who's here, thank you so much. Now, he did pose a number of questions. And you know, the entire week, I've been thinking about what to say, should I write a speech? Even this morning, I was thinking about it. Then I got a call from memory. And, sorry. She said, speak from your heart. Because then it will mean something. Pardon me if I'm getting I feel like it's important before I speak about what motivated me to write this book. I want to, people know this Lillian. I'm sorry, I don't.
It's okay,
People know this Lillian. The Lillian who's a journalist, by the way, I'm a journalist. I work for ERFM. I'm also a TV presenter for ZMBC, Horizon, and this is my second book. My first book is titled The Effects of Divorce on Children.
You look lovely. We love you.
My parents divorced when I was 9.
We love you.
And I was taken to my grandparents in Miengwe. I don't know if you know Masaiti, Miengwe Chifunkambo, when I was 9 until when I was about 12. After I attained my grade 7, that's when I moved. And that experience exposed me to a lot of things. When I moved from my grandparents' house, I went to my father's sister in Mansa. And I was meant to stay there for a long time, but on a particular night, I must have been 13, and one of my cousins, he must have been in his 20s, entered my room. So, I walked up to my aunt in the morning. Fortunately, my cousin woke up. So she kind of just, And in the morning when I told my aunt, it was easy for her to believe because her daughter had to witness what was about to happen. And my aunt was like, you know what, you have to leave, go. And it was hard. Long story short, at the age of 23, I just turned 25 yesterday. At the age of 23, I was forced to put in a little more work. Because my younger sister was my immediate sister, had passed at grade 12, but she was forced to stay home for a long time without enrolling into the university due to lack of funds. Because after my parents divorced, my father was just, I don't know, if you ask me where he is right now, I can't give you an answer. So for a long time, I felt I should have been born in another family. I always felt the need to fit in, to be part of the elite groups in schools. To some extent, so in the book, I was the girl that was an errand girl because, for me to be accepted, let me just do what they want me to do because I wanted to fit in. And I remember when I was 17, I made a glass of cement and I wanted to drink it. Because I thought, you know what, it's pointless. It's not making sense anymore. And in that moment, I think that was the first time I ever had an encounter with God. And I was crying, and I saw myself walking in a very
dark room. And there was a hand that was calling me. And in that moment I said, you know what? I need to accept the things that I've been through. Maybe God allowed me to go through these things so that other people can learn. Maybe I should be the encouragement to someone else who's going through something else. I always felt lost in the midst of people every time I tried to fit in. And the moment I said, you know what, this is who I am, this is what God had for me, and I think He has a purpose for me, and I'm going to allow Him to help me walk through the purpose that He has for me. I embraced the scars, I forgave my parents, I forgave everyone that did anything to me. And that's when I really became the Lillian that you see now.
Wow.
Each and every one of us has gone through something that they would never want to talk about. We've been exposed to situations that made us think, maybe if I was a president's daughter, just maybe if I was born in America, I shouldn't have been born in Zambia. Maybe I should have, you know. But you know what? God created each and every one of us for a purpose. And it's not a mistake that you have gone through everything that you've gone through. And I want to tell you that there is power when you accept you. There are a lot of abilities that you possess that people admire. But you won't know those abilities unless you accept you for you. You love you, your scars, your flaws, everything that makes up you. Because only when you embrace yourself will you stand in front of people and people will embrace you. So I hope and I pray that after you read this book, it will take you on a self-discovery journey and you will learn to love even the things that you think are ugly about yourself. Because believe me, if you think your nose is ugly, someone is thinking your nose is beautiful because their forehead is as big as mine. So I just want to encourage each and everyone, and in the world of social media, we are all just, especially youths, who are thinking, oh, memories in Lusaka, she went to PS, she's doing things I wish I could be memory. But do you know Memory's story? Do you know what it took for her to be where she is? You're thinking, maybe I want to be like Love Mo, wait for Dan on TV, hold the camera. Do you know what Love Mo has gone through? So before you admire the next person, admire the things in you, the things that you've gone through. Get to a point of embracing yourself, loving yourself. Even your ugly toes, look at them and like, they're nice. Because when you accept you, I'm telling you, confidence will be your thing. You walk in a room and you won't be scared because you know who you are. Even if someone points out your flaw, it won't bother you because you're aware of it and you've decided to embrace it and to love yourself for it.
Come on.
So my prayer is that, especially for youths, let's love us. Don't wish to be anyone else. Be inspired, but don't wish to be anyone else because you're on this earth for a purpose. So I hope that has answered what the book is all about. But P.S., Memory did touch on some of the challenges that we authors face. And I couldn't agree with her more. I feel like the writing industry has been neglected, if I can use that term. We've seen the government come through for musicians, filmmakers. We've seen associations, the Association of Musicians, and recently we even saw the president officiate at a film launch, a movie launch, something. And it's an honor that you're here. Much appreciated, it's not taken for granted. But I think government, even as this year, government is looking to call for applications on empowerment, youth empowerment. I think it's important, now it's time that government should also now take keen interest in the writing industry because it's growing. And the biggest challenge is that we have to sell ourselves. There's no platform where I can easily walk to and say, you know what, I'm an author, these are my books, can government help me? It's hard. So if there's a way that government can come up with policies, incentives to help the writing industry grow, it will be appreciated. And I hope at the end of the launch, we'll see PS buy a copy at 100,000. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you being here.
Another round of applause for Lillian. Dreaming is free, so the 100,000 dream I tap into. At this point, we'll have a piece of music from our able DJ, and then we'll continue.
More importantly, may I acknowledge the presence of our guest of honor, who happens to be our PS Ministry of Youth, Sport, and Arts. Also recognizing our presence, our Vice President of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I represent the Mayor of Kitwe, would have loved to be with us this evening. But just a few hours ago, she should have been at the airport. She's gone out of the country for a couple of days. So she sent messages of goodwill to this very, very momentous occasion. I want to say a few words at this momentous occasion to express how delighted we are as a local authority and to be associated with the great works of Lillian. I didn't know actually until today that Lillian has actually written another very moving book, and I would want to actually find time to read it. I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, that writing a book is not an easy thing, as we have heard. But just as difficult as it is, it changes the lives of many millions that have the privilege to read the book. One wise man has once said, do not walk through life without leaving footprints of your passing. Now the footprints that Lillian leaves in the hearts of many is the fact that as many would have the privilege to read her book, she leaves the imprints in the hearts and the minds of those that have the privilege to read her book, and she will not be there. And yet the influence, and yet the impetus, and yet the strength that they would gather upon reading this marvelous book. And then to Lillian, and perhaps also to memory, whom I was privileged to meet in the past few months. I always told her, you have such a big memory. These are young girls, but we feel challenged that we never did as much as they have done in the tenderness of their age. Perhaps we're not motivated ourselves, maybe time is gone for us to do what they're doing. But it remains for the young people to take leave and be encouraged to do something about their situation, and also be encouraged to stand up and be able to read a book that will influence the lives of many. Now there are challenges, yes, but we believe that you can change those, you can actually transform those challenges into opportunities. I want to say one way to encourage you. The ways what one wise man once said, success is moving from failure to failure without losing the enthusiasm to succeed. I wish you the best, Lillian, and I look forward to reading your book one more time and again, but as a local authority speaking on our own behalf, and because of the pride we have. It's not the pride of Lusaka, but I think it's the pride of Kitwe. So far we have two great writers. Please misuse us if you can. Abuse us if you can. so that you'll be able to provide an enabling environment in which you can be able to sell your book and any form of help that the local authority is able to provide. Seeing that it's not Marshall, but that of our guest of honor, whom I now have the privilege to call upon to address us.
Thank you very much. I think we can take our seats. So first of all, Lillian, thank you very much for inviting us. And before I get to the speech, I would like to confirm to everyone here, especially the younger people, that we have a government that is deliberate about young people, that is committed to respond to the aspirations of young people. And we are honoured to be here. I would like also to confirm to you that it was an instruction from State House to the Minister to the PS, that we should be present here. So for those of you that were in doubt, this is a confirmation that this government is committed to the affairs of young people, and we are committed to responding to the aspirations and the needs of young people. So my coming here is a demonstration that we are not far or distant from where you are. And we are challenging and inviting all of you to come closer. Come closer, don't see or watch us from a distance. Because you may misunderstand what we say if you watch us from a distance. You may misunderstand our actions if you see us from afar. This is a challenge, also an invitation that I'm making to you. That come closer, walk in. For us to claim that we have an open door policy, there should be somebody willing to walk in through the doors. And as a ministry, I am challenging you to walk through, walking. Memory, we are meeting Memory for the first time. But before my appointment, she reached out and said, can you share my book? I don't know what I said to her, I don't know what she says to me, but I managed to post her work. And this is what we want to do. We want to create as many opportunities as we can for young people. We want to push as many young people as possible. So thank you very much. It's us that are honored to be here. You could have ignored us, but we're here. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of the town clerk, who is representing the mayor of Kitwe. Allow me to also acknowledge any government officials present. And I'm aware of Madam Malilo from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Art. Allow me also to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Samuel Pili from the Ministry of Arts. Allow me to also acknowledge Ms. Kangwa, also the Provincial Coordinator for Arts, Copperfield. Allow me to also acknowledge the Kitwe Chamber of Commerce President. Allow me to also acknowledge Ms. Lillian, the author, the organizers of the events, the art stakeholders and partners, members of the public and private sector, distinguished guests, media present, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to also acknowledge the presence of the Provincial Youth Chairperson for the UPND, Chair Commander here. It speaks to what we're saying. There is a commitment even at party level. Thank you very much, sir, for coming through. Thank you so much. It is indeed an honor for me to grace the official launch of this book entitled The Power of Self-Embrace. Let me begin by saying that the poor reading culture among some of our Zambians can be... okay, just a minute. If you look at my brother here, you know we have Beijing India. It is indeed an honor for me to grace this official launch of this book entitled The Power of Self-Embrace. Let me begin by saying that the poor reading culture among some of our Zambian citizens can be attributed to many factors, such as inadequate resources, poverty of mind, and lack of interest to read. Despite the aforementioned reasons, different authors in our country, such as Lillian have continued to tell their stories by writing on different social, political, and economic and cultural issues which affect society. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me state that there is an urgent need to cultivate the culture of reading amongst the general populace, especially with the rise in the number of authors and the technological aspect, which calls for enhanced understanding of various issues. In this regard, the government of the Republic of Zambia stands ready to support both authors and publishing companies to foster national development. Our first intervention can be seen from the first ever draft national arts policy that we have put in place, whose aims is to develop the art industry and to ensure its growth. Government is poised to ensure that creatives such as Lillian begin to develop monitoring and to add to the national economic growth with tangible results. I therefore urge readers in this auditorium and the nation at large to adopt the reading culture by purchasing books written by local authors, such as the one we are launching today, which has highlighted various issues on personal growth, acceptance, and the power of dealing with trauma of any kind. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to commend Lillian for writing a book on personal growth and acceptance, especially in this era where young people have lost the touch of who they are in a bid to follow trends. With these remarks, I would therefore like to declare the book on the power of self-embrace by Lillian officially launched. Thank you very much. As we declare it launched, I'm also offering I'm not going to give you the anytime but I'm obviously asking our ministry at least to get enough copies for the 2 floors that we have at Government Complex. And I think somebody from our department, our ministry will be able to get some copies. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for our guests. I hope you are challenged. One question I ask people that always speak about the poor reading culture is, how many books have you read yourself? Most of us like using this term. Zambia, there's a poor reading culture in this country. I think it's that you bought even. I wish I could pass the microphone around so you can tell us. And how many books do we have in our homes? Is there even a bookshelf in our homes? That's your homework. I'm giving you homework. Answer these questions in your own time and do something about it. For children, I think if we start them early, even better. The schools are trying, but we can do something in our homes as well. If there's no bookshelf in the house, but there's a huge TV, my challenge to you is, can you get a bookshelf equivalent to the size of your TV?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So in a bid to help Lillian, because we are here to help Lillian, I will ask Jimmy to come forward so he can do what he does best. As Jimmy is preparing to walk up here, first give us a piece of music. I think the owners of this place need to be applauded. This is the 3rd or 4th book launch I will be attending. In this place, they are intentional and deliberate about supporting us. I think we need to give them a round of applause. The Charter Cafe is now known as the corner where we come to support and celebrate art. It ranges from poetry. You can see there's paintings there. Those are actually on sale. So if you are interested in one of those, that's how far Chatham has gone in supporting arts. And you and I can also do something. So another round of applause for Chatham.
At this time, I have come with a face that's not so smiling. Yeah. Most of the times when I'm doing this, people tend to for lack of a better term to use, hate. They tend to hate this session of a book launch. But no, we force a lot of things. Yes. I think we are starting to sell this book at 100,000. I'm not exaggerating, I'm serious.
Yes.
100,000. But before we start, all of us, we have a book here? No, we don't. But you can see it from here, I'm sure. We don't have a book because we're going to go get the book. We're going to get the book right now. This book is selling at, I'll let the author maybe just say the price before I read.
I think I already said the 100,000. But since PS said not 100,000, let's take it to 90,000.
I love it.
Okay, I asked how much the book is selling at. She said 90,000. So this copy is selling at 90,000. 90,000. Okay. Who's going to buy this book at 90,000 right now? The president. No, he's well represented here. The president is well represented. 90,000. Okay, I know. All right. If it was in June, it would have sold. We're just starting the year. Okay, so because of that, this book is selling at 250 kwacha per copy. Only 250 kwacha. 250 kwacha. And for that, I'll just allow the PS to just touch it. We've seen it.
It's actually a real thing.
Indeed. Okay. He has touched it. And because the PS has touched the book, it's not going to sell at 250 or 1,000. No, it's going to go up. All right. So since the PS has touched this book, and it being the first book to be sold, it's going to sell at 5,000 kwacha only. 5,000 kwacha only. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? 5,000. Memory. Would you point at the person who's going to get this book at 5,000?
I'll let this one go. I'll get the second one.
The second one, which will be about 7,500. But this one is 5,000 only. 5,000 only. I don't want to go down. 5,000 only. And by the way, we have all the tools available. You can pay cash. You can actually swipe. Yeah, 5,000, 5,000. I won't let this slide. Lillian, please stand up. I'm giving you this book to give whoever you can give. And that person is going to get this book at 5,000. Please come forward. Thank you very much. Please tell us about yourself.
My name is Kangwa Kamando. I'm the Provincial Deputy Youth Chairman in charge of politics in the Commonwealth Province. I'm one of the guys that really fought so hard for us to have a change of government. You know, it was a bit hard. Our previous colleagues were a bit brutal, but we managed. I think it's a good thing that Lillian came to me. I've got a number of young people that will need to read the book, and we're a different set of cadres. We are attending book launches. We're not throwing stones. So this crop of cadres is the cadres that want to contribute positively to what government is doing, and also ensure that we support the young people, the authors. By the way, we are coming to your book launch as well.
Thank you.
I hope you not come and give me the book as well. Because I'm owing 5,000 there. Thank you so much.
So that book was sold at 5,000. A big hand. Okay, I have another one. I won't go anywhere or any further. She says she's going to give the person.
Lovely.
Yeah, okay. Well, since you have the book, how much do you want that book to sell?
I'll get it at 8,500 kwacha.
1,000 1,500 kwacha. A big hand for that. You will get it when you give someone?
I'm ready.
Wow, okay. Okay, that book was sold at 1,500 kwacha. Okay, let's go to the third book. Okay. I know you have started hating me already. I told you. Okay. Who is that? Hi. You okay? I'm just greeting you, that's all. All right. This book is so special. Why? Because I'm holding it. Yeah, because I'm holding it. You want to touch it? Pardon? I'm holding it. It's so special. And by the way, I wrote the foreword of this book. That makes me the first person to have read this book. And that's the reason why it's so special. And Zambian Arts Publications published this book. And I am from Zambian Arts Publications. And for that makes it so special. And because of this level of I'm going to give it to the former vice president of the Copperbelt University, is it? Copperbelt president. No, just come forward. Yeah. I'll allow you to say your name. By the way, you're going to give this to someone. If you don't want to get it, you're going to give it to someone, and that person will have to get this book at 3,000. Yeah, 3,000.
My name is Nancy Taogangwiro, and I'm the former Copperbelt University Student Union President. And I'm a big fan of Mr. Pilato. So he's the one.
Thank you very much. So that book, I believe, was sold at how much? 3,000. Okay. I think we're going to sell to Pilato, who's represented by Fubasham, right? Fubasham as well. Okay. I have another one. All these books are supposed to go. These shelves are made for these books. Okay? These are Western books, most of them, if not European. He wants to put them there because they don't do better than ours. Okay. So I have third or fourth? Fourth? Okay, I have a fourth copy here. And I want this copy to only sell at 500 kwacha only. This is your time. 500 kwacha only. By the way, this is open to everyone. Everyone, you can get 500 kwacha for 5,000. 500 kwacha only. We have one over there.
Sorry.
You're most welcome. What's your name?
Linda Dale.
Linda
Dale.
Dale.
Yes, Linda Dale.
Thank you very much for getting a copy at 500 kwacha. A big hand for Linda.
There's another card for 500.
Oh, okay. 500. This is the time. If you want to get a 500, you can just tell me, 500. Thank you very much.
My name is Sparks Kalenga. I'm Copperbelt Research Chairperson. So my chairman Kalenga Milokuntom Kola it's called the Sparks in PF. We have the Sparks in the PF.
That's Mr. Sparks getting a copy at 500 kwacha. Or we have another one at 500 kwacha. Thank you. What's your name, sir?
My name is Frederick Boizani Machande, and I'm the station manager for RFI.
The first name again?
Fred.
Mr. Fred from Ya FM has gotten a copy at 500 kwacha. Another one before we go to 1,000. Before we go to 1,000, 1,500. Normally it's supposed to be going down, but around here we always go up. 1,000, no, this is 500. 500? 500. 500. I know that the bigger bosses is like, hey, go up, and just go up. 500. We'll come down to 500. There's 100. Okay, we have 100. She was telling me that it's supposed to be 1,500 for him. Okay, there's a gun.
Yes, I
Yeah. So, is it okay?
Thank you so very much. I think I'll get 5 for the chamber at 500. But one other thing I would like to recommend is that I think for the first time being a chairman of the membership committee, I would like to recommend to the chamber that we register the author so that we have a writer in the chamber.
That was good enough. 500? 1,000? 500, and you get 5 copies for the chamber. Thank you very much. A big hand. There's some tables here that have notebooks, and we need to fill the tables with books so that we can know what the book is all about, so that you can read the synopsis, you can know more about the author, maybe you can read the author's preface and all that. So we need copies on the tables. And for that, 500. 500 only. At 500 kwacha only. We have one there for 500. A big hand. What's your name, sir?
My name is Ramson Sonna. Okay. Yes, I'm a presenter at RFM.
Samsung there gets a copy at 500 from the IFM as well. Lillian, do you have anyone who should, take the book to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Who?
I'm going to.
Wait.
Yes.
How much are you going to come back with?
Mr. Commander says 3,000. To the town clerk. So I'm going with you then. Can I have another coffee? Yes. Because initially I was taking it to the lady that makes sure that I get paid. But if I give it to her at 3,000, it's chapter 41. So I'm giving you 500.
All right, thank you very much, Lillian. My name is Ethel Mashekwa. I'm the finance manager for EIFM, and I'll get it at 500.
TC, I always call you TC. People are saying TC. What's your comment? My airtime has finished. So I'm giving you 3,000.
Okay. A big hand for those who have gotten the book. And that doesn't mean that we are done. Okay, we'll now go down to 300. We'll now go down to 300. This book is selling at 250 kwacha only as a minimum amount. That's a minimum amount, it's a starting price, okay? But we are giving it at 300 now, just 300. So if you want to get a copy at only 300 kwacha, you can just raise your hand. By the way, the people, like those who have put in the books, there will be a gentleman or a lady who's going to come to you to get more details and the mode of payments and everything. 300 kwacha only.
Here.
Please. Yeah. Where? 500? Oh my God. Wow. Okay. The provincial coordinator, what's your name, madam?
I'm Kangwa Mubanga. I'm the provincial youth and arts coordinator for Copperbelt province. So I will support my young lady. I will buy it at 500.
500. So we're still trending for 500. Maybe we don't have to go down now. 500, let's go. 500. I want to call upon someone. Oh, there were two there for 300?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, three. Thank you. And the other one? What's your name?
Yes, Tangani from Times of Zambia. I'm getting it as a friend.
She means she's getting it as a friend at 500. Yeah. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Michael Kalva from Radio Phoenix. Yeah, I think, okay, let me just get it at 500.
Okay, anyone? Before we go down to 250. Yeah. But then? She wants to have the mic. Yes.
When muntu womba kalumbira guys. Tell them why I push that comp. Kalumbira salary increments every year. Thank you so much, Jared.
5,000. Okay, no, he has given me a hint. He's getting at 15,000. He's getting at 500 question. Okay, a big hand for him. All right. I have another one here. I was saying I wanted to call someone to come forward because I want that person to give a book to someone. Okay. And I will find one. It's actually a blessing. Amen. Hi. Hello. You okay? You're with him? You're not with him. If you were with him, I would have spared you. Okay, so I want you to give this to someone, just anyone, and then person will get it at 500 questions. You have to be persuasive, no.
Can I give it to you?
Yeah. That was tricky. Okay. Wow, this is how it feels. I've never been in this situation before. 500 questions for me. A big hand for me. No, actually, this happened in 2019 when I was doing your book, right? Someone did this. Okay. Anyway, I have 3. And these are going to sell as 250 kwacha on. So this is the time you can get 350 kwacha. No, 250 kwacha. The standard price. We have one there. What's your name?
My name is Musango Mary. I'm a friend of Lillian's. She actually came to do an interview with me. I'm a baker. The first time that I met her, she came to do an interview for Wise On. That's how I got to know her.
Big hand for her. She got it at 250 kwacha. We have a hand. One. How much, sir?
450.
250 kwacha. What's your name, sir?
Mambo like this last. Mambo like this last.
The name. Mambo. But yeah, Mambo, right? Mambo. 250 questions. And the mom.
My name is Amali Wesia Junza. I'll get it at 500.
Did you get the name? No one is writing. Where is it? Oh, wow. Because I couldn't get the name. Okay. She got it at 500 kwacha and the gentleman got it at 250 kwacha. Wiza, I saw your hand. Okay, she wants one. The gentleman, how much?
250.
150. She wants to point at someone to buy for her. The lady who sang, I'll remember. No, don't tell me. Okay, so if at all you were given a choice to choose a gentleman here who you'd love to take you for lunch tomorrow or for dinner tomorrow, this evening, who would that person be? Think about it, but be careful, maybe he's with someone. Okay, so when you think about that person, just raise your hand, and then, oh, she has already thought. Okay, Wiz, I'll bring a copy. Let me just give it to her so she can take to that gentleman, the lucky man. All right. Put down the thing.
Imagine like.
Jimmy.
Yeah, you are.
We're here.
Where?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hi, sir.
What's your name? My name is Elvis. Elvis. Yeah, I work at Markecha Investments. Markecha Investments.
How do you feel that she has pointed at you?
No, I knew this was coming.
Really?
So Mr. Elvis will get it at 250 kwacha. A big hand to Mr. Elvis. Okay, so this is now an open session where you can just raise your hand and the book will come at 250 kwacha only. Okay, we have the hand.
Just we'll get it at 250 kwacha. Anyone here? Anyone? 250 kwacha. It's a big double. Come. Okay, Madam Nancy will get it at 250 kwacha. A big hand. I have one last copy to sell. Oh, this is Wizards. I'll give it to you, okay? Mine, I'll have to go with it. What? Oh, now this is mine. I'll just put it here. I wanted to sell the last copy. The last copy will sell at 750 kwacha. Being it the last, it's very special. When this one is put in your bookshelf, it will bring luck. The luck that will help you to read more books and buy more books. By the way, if you want this book, you just have to contact the author through her page. She has a Facebook page, which is Lillian and Kat. Or you can just get the number on the second page of this book. It's there, the email address. Also the website where it will be selling. You can make an order from there. Lillian, 750, the last one. Who's going to get it?
76. 5 million. 0.
Okay, she said the host will get this at 750 kwacha. I think the host. A big hand for her.
Yes, I will get it, but not at 750.
That's 1,000 shillings.
No, I will get it at 250. I'll get two at 250 each. So
that's 500. A big hand. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have not hated me. No. Okay. I will submit the session now to the host.
Jamie likes forcing things. Because he likes forcing things, I will force you to clap for him. Shall we clap for him? Thanks a lot. We'll be able to compare how much we've made. Before you go, you know how much we have made. And you will give us our money. We will ensure we get our money. I'm so excited. I'm really happy for you, Lillian. She said we know this Lillian. I think I know a bit of the other Lillian. I wish I had time. I was going to tell you a story of how I met the other Lillian and the conversations we've had. For me, today is about celebrating growth, and I've seen growth in the young lady. Celebrating talent, I've seen talent in the young lady. This is the second book that she is launching, and I want to once again thank all of you for having made time to come. At this point, we will have the photo session. And Lillian will sign your books if you will be patient enough. She will be able to sign the books that we have bought behind there. That's where the photo session will take place. She needs to take pictures with the guest of honor and a couple of notables before we conclude the program. But before we do that, Mwiza had a little something for us. Are you ready for us, Mwiza?
Yes.
Yes, we are about celebrating talent. And the young people came out in numbers to support Lillian. I wish we could have had everyone do something, but on account of time, let's just accommodate Mwiza for now. A round of applause.
Thank you so much. I thought time was over and I just had to stick through the crowd. But yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. Lillian, thank you so much for putting all this together. It's an honor and I really feel encouraged. I'm launching my books this year. Yeah, because I mean, we go through the struggles of writing books and we just pile them up because we think, who's going to read them anyways? And to see the government officials here and all the support that is here, I'm like, maybe I do have something relevant as well. Yeah, so I want to share something with you. And this is, weirdly enough, what I prepared in my head was something that is so similar to what she had already said. But we're going to do this together. And I'm going to do one weird thing that I usually do with people, family. I look at you and I see family, I see friends, I see fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters. So let's do this together. I'll ask you to close your eyes. I'm not going to hypnotize you, I promise you. And I'm not going to ask anyone to come and steal your bags or anything, so just cooperate with me and we'll have a good time together, yeah? Great, so you can close your eyes. Okay, eyes closed. So this story is about you and me, and you're taking me on this journey as a friend. And I have to go back to my place of hurt for me to know how to get healed. So let's go back together in my past. You held me by the hand and we walked down the hallway. It was dimly lit and the light that was there was flickering. It's not a horror, don't get scared. So we go on to the first door. And when we open the first door, it's this room with those old chairs and sofas that are dug in, and the curtains are not drawn, there's just a little bit of light coming in. And I can't step in. You are holding me backwards, because you know if I go in, I won't come back. So this girl, she's only 10 years, she comes rushing in and she goes to her uncle and says, "Uncle, please help me button this dress." And as the uncle takes a hold of the dress, instead of buttoning it, he strips it down. And she doesn't understand what's going on. And as we stand there at the door, the shadows moving about, and I try to grab those shadows so that I can see what's going on and maybe rescue the girl, because I know what's going to happen next because I've been there. So the shadows move about, and when they disappear, the uncle is standing there buttoning up his belt, and she's seated on the floor, crying from the in-depth of her heart, tears running down, but there's no scream, because she doesn't even know exactly what just happened to her. I try to step in to just go and take a hold of her and hug her, but then you pull me back, because if I go in there, I won't come back.
the door shuts in our face, and you tell me, let's go to the next door. And when we go to the next door, I'm scared and terrified. I don't know what we're going to find there. But I get to the door, we open the door together, and it opens up to a beautiful place. And it's like summer, or like winter, or like spring, but one thing I notice is that there's this bench, and there's this lovely girl sitting there. Or she must be 18, or maybe 19. And there's the tree is that one, the common one that has got those purple flowers that fall around everywhere. And as she's sitting there, she's playing on her phone. And then I look at her far right, there's a guy coming, very, very handsome lad. And as he is approaching, he's holding a bunch of flowers behind him, and he's excited and he's happy because he's going to meet that one person that he really, really loves. So as he gets to where she is, she stands up, she looks at him in the eyes. She's never seen what she's seen. Is this a sign of true love? But then tears fill her eyes. And I look into her eyes, the tears are not tears of joy, no. They're a mixture of tears, of fear, of pain, of worry. And there's no courage in her. She looks at him, the tears drop down her cheeks. She turns around immediately and runs away. And as she's running away, it's like we get into her mind and we can hear everything that she's saying to herself. I'm not worthy of this love. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't even deserve a bunch of flowers. And I'm sure even if he gives me this bunch of flowers, he just wants to get from me the very thing that he got from the others got from me. And as she runs, I want to go after her and just give her a hug. But then you pull me back, because if I go in there, I will not come back. And so the door shuts in my face again. And I just don't know who I am at this point, and I'm confused because every image that I've seen so far is the same image that I see in my mirror today when I look at myself. And as we go on, we open the last door, and immediately we open the last door, we're flashed with the light. And almost like a dream, almost like an hallucination, I see this book being handed over to me. And as I behold that book, I look at it, and it says, The Power of Self-Embrace. And I've never felt so excited to embark on a new journey, to know myself, and to understand myself, and to embrace who I am. And as I take a hold of the book, I see the scars on my skin turning into small flowers like spring on my body. And I knew this is my beginning. So you take a hold of my hand, and we're back at Chaten Cafe. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for the young lady. Thank you so much for those of us that have bought books. You can see me or the author or the young lady who was taking note of your details in case you want to make payment today. For those that are making payment later, we will be glad to follow you up. Before we go for the photo session and signing of the book, I will request that we all stand for the national anthem and close in prayer. Shall we pray? Our God and Father, we bow before you this evening with hearts of thanks Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for having been with us throughout the afternoon and for having been with us throughout this evening. At this point, we want to thank you for each and every person who made it to this event. We want to thank you for everything that has been shared in this place. We pray that you may accompany us with your angels as we scatter into various directions. Father God, what more can we ask of thee? We ask all this in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, guests of honor, sir, thank you so much for having made time to join us. Please take your seats. For having made time to join us. Lillian asked me to thank YARFM particularly for the support and every other sponsor that came through for us. We had a number of people that supported this event. Putting it together was not easy. Chartered Cafe, thank you so much for accommodating us and being with us. At this point, are you ready for the photo shoot? We could have the guest of honor walk that side for the photo shoot. Yeah. Music, please. Thank you. Until next time, I've been your host, Patience.
You're supposed to be taking pictures. Oh, she's signing books?
You are the